Hello, I'm Michael Tabb, and I want to talk to you today a little bit about premise. Premise is the opinion of the writer expressed and told through story and character. And that premise should be unique to that writer. So we don't want cliches or universal truths because anybody could be hired and anybody else could write that story. When you're writing scripts and you're going to get a break in Hollywood, it's because your voice stands out among and amidst the pantheon of other writers who could be hired for that job. If you are writing material that allows everybody else to think, oh, well, yeah, I've seen and heard that before, that whole idea, I've seen that. You're not going to get the job when you're going against the job, when you are up for the job against somebody with some actual experience in the industry who has been paid for before. The way you're going to get work and get your foot in the door is by standing out in the crowd. So we're going to try to create a very unique premise in this class for your story. Now that you know what a premise is, we're going to talk about the many things that a premise is not. First of all, it's not a question. Because it's a strong personal opinion by the writer, and it's going to be arguing that opinion to and fro with all the different characters through all the different situations, it is not a question. There's no question mark at the end of a premise. It is the author's answer. You are offering answers. You have a unique voice and you have an opinion of the world. It doesn't have to be happy. It doesn't have to be bleak. It just has to be strong and unique. And because we're doing that, you're offering an answer. You're not offering a question, no question marks. Also, you shouldn't mention any specific characters or situations or plot ideas in a premise. The premise is before all that. You're going to build characters off of the idea of your premise. You're going to build the situations off of the idea of your premise, considering the genre, considering the characters. So right now, all it is, it's an opinion, and it's large and expansive enough not to be particular to any story or character. It does not have to be about love or peace or anything you think it might have to be about. Remember, as long as it's true and it's realistic and it's a truth we hadn't thought about before, then it can work. It doesn't have to be any of these bold concepts because you will find bold ways of making whatever truth you're deciding to prove, making it true in big situations. That's what will come after this phase. So just don't worry about having it be grandiose. Have it be true, and then we'll find grandiose ways of expressing it. Never mention the title or the genre of the story. Again, we haven't come up with any of that yet. If you have pre-designed a story idea, that's not what we're doing in this class. I'm trying to show you so that years from now, if you don't know what you're going to write next, you will never have writer's block a day in your life because you can build an idea out of nothing at all, and that's what we're doing. So we're not writing some preconceived story you came up with earlier. There is no title, there are no characters, there are no situations, there is no title, there's no genre. We haven't selected any of that. All the things we're going to select will come forth after premise. So you don't have to worry about any of those things yet. Just focus on the one holy act, and it is holy, to figure out what it is you believe in this world and how you stand out. And because it's about you and how you feel and how it's different, there should be, again, no cliches and no universal truths that we all already believe or accept as common knowledge. If we believe what you're saying to us and we haven't heard anything to the contrary of that, and we would never believe contrary to what you came up with, it's not worth making a film about. It's not a premise. So no cliches, no universal truths. Either your premise should either contradict a universal truth or a cliche, or it needs to give some really important detail that nobody's ever thought of about it. Okay? So this means this, and you didn't realize that this universal truth always will lead to this. Okay. Also, there should be no metaphors, no exaggerations, and no similes in your premise. Our premise is supposed to be literal. It's there. It's not some flowery version where we have to be able to distill what we believe into finite, succinct words. We have to know what we're saying without comparing it to other things in the universe. So nothing flowery. Keep to the facts. What it is you want to say. Be literal. Also, because a premise is a declarative statement, it is an opinion that is a declarative statement, you should not be using words like can or might or may. It's not wishy-washy. You are expressing an opinion that you believe to be true, and you're going to show in the face of characters who believe differently and who believe what you believe that the truth is that this is how it turns out. So don't give us a wishy-washy premise. Stand strong with your premise. Make it a declarative statement. And obviously, I've had to say a lot of what not to put in your premise. And the reason why it's important that you realize I had to list a lot of those things is because the word not doesn't give you the answer. When I say something is not something, you're not saying what something is, which means all you're doing is blotting out one little possibility in the spectrum of the universe of what is. So that doesn't help us. You are telling us what is. You're not telling us what is not. What is not, I had this great educator when I was at NYU. He became dean of the Tisch School of the Arts. And I never forgot that he sat down with the lighting designer when he was doing the main stage production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. And the designer, he sat down with the designer and asked him what he was thinking. And all the designer could tell him was, I don't want to go, I think it should not be blue. And Louis explained to this man, Mr. Sheeter, explained, look, we can't design not blue. I can give you not blue. You could give me not blue till the end of time and still never know what it is that you want. Green, yellow, purple, whatever. We need to not paint in negatives. So the word not should not appear in your premise. And those are some of the things you really need to know about sculpting a strong premise. It's a strong, personal, unique opinion that solidifies your voice, unique among the pantheon of writers in our world. And then it's not all of these things. It's not asking a question. It's not, you're not including specifics. It's a literal interpretation, so it's not metaphors, exaggerations, or similes. It's not about, the premise is about one certainty. So it's not, this is new, it's not about the multiple options or possibilities of the universe. You're trying to extol one truth. Wait, there's two. Okay, one truth. So focus on that one truth. And this is not easy. It's going to take a lot of brainstorming. It's going to take a lot of thinking. It's going to take sometimes coming up with a simple right answer is a lot harder than brainstorming 100 ideas. Because this one thing is going to be the answer and the basis and the foundation for everything we do in character and then in screenwriting as well. So good luck. Work on it. Think about it. And give me something strong and something that only you know from your experience. And make a strong statement about it. And make sure that it's something that there is a strong counter-argument to. And maybe even most people believe. Because then you have a great form to set, you have a great concept for an antagonist to go against your protagonist. And we're going to be working on those in week 2. All right, thank you so much for tuning in and for watching this complete video. Thank you so much.